Okay, Chavav Beis. We're at the 2 dots halfway down. Yesterday we discussed the first half of the Amud, which again were the Beis Havtinois and the Beis Hanitzot. I hope by now these words are not such Chinese to you. I think that was English. But hope these words are a little bit understandable. Beis Havtinois and Beis Hanitzot, were they proper? Yeah, they're soggy, right? Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Listen, it happens. Certain things happen in life. Were the Beis Havtinois and Beis Hanitzot 2 floors? Or was it just an elevated structure? We brought a raya that there were 2 floors, and Chavav and Beis, how did the raya from the psukim that taught us the Kahanim were on top and the Leviim were on the bottom, and then we sourced that. Continue with the 2 dots. Beis Hamoiked Kiba Ubayis Gadol Have. Says the Gemara, today we'll go a little bit inside, then we'll go outside, and we'll try to, Rav Shagi Erev Tov. We'll try to balance again the reading it inside, which is of course important, but as well, trying to get the Gemara outside is Gavaldik as well. So Chavav and Beis, the 2 dots. Ask the Gemara, was there really only one Shaimer? V'remini, I'll ask you a contradiction. Shnei Sharim haya bebeis hamoika. There were 2 gates. Echad b'suach lechel, v'echad b'suach la'azara. And Amar Rav Yehuda b'zeh shenichnasin la'azara, pishbei shekatan hayulai. Had a small door, shabai nichnasin, that through it they entered, live la'ish ha'azara, to inspect the azara. So if you look at the Beis HaMaikad, okay, you can't really see the gates over here, but up here, that's what we're talking about, that there were 2 gates. So it's asked the Gemara, why is there only one Shaimer? If there are 2 gates coming out of the Beis HaMaikad, there should be 2 Shaimim. And the teretz is simple, as we all already know. Amar Abaye explains, Abaye, Kivan the Gavi Adadi Kaimei, since they're next door to each other, Sagi Le B'chad Shaimer, one Shaimer, Davi Lahacha, V'Davi Lahacha, and he's able to look both ways. So, part number 1 of today is the Beis HaMaikad we know as one Shaimer. The kasha is why there were 2 doors, and the teretz is the doors are close by. And we continue with the 2 dots. Mukaf Roiv Din Shel Even, that the Beis HaMaikad was surrounded by rows of stone. Says the Gemara, Roiv Din Mainihu. What are these Roiv Din? What are these rows of stone? Explains the Gemara, Gezerta ditztavasa desal kibul itztavasa. 1 row of stone on top of another row of stones. Rabbi Kogas and Shabbos, you showed me beautifully, the old school Gemaras do a very nice job at portraying what this was. You just have to a little bit like open your mind to old school in order to, be able to see the 3D business over here. But I can't find it right now. Where is it? Which one? Yeah, that one. Why is it not over here? What page? Oh, I went the wrong way. I forgot it goes the other way. That was a clear indicator. Thank you. Rav Ram, I have your Gemara. We'll give it back to you in a moment. Over here, here's the Beis HaMaikad, as you can see, a nice big square. And on the top over here, you see these stone things. We saw the picture. They were rounded over here. It just shows you, labels it very nicely, that it was 1 row of stones on top of another row of stones. So what's the kasha? We already know the kasha. In order to have a bigger row of stones, right, if this is 1 row of stones, and this is the 2nd row of stones, that works perfectly, right? Because it creates our stadium-style seating. What's the problem? How do I get a smaller row of stones? Clearly, I got to cut it in half. Ask the Gemara, how am I able to do that? Where they polag means to split. Where they split stones? Vaksiv, what the pasuk says, even shlema. When they built the Beis HaMikdash, it has to be complete stones. Says the Gemara, Amar Abaye, it's true they have to be complete stones. But outside of Tov Rav Menachem, outside the Beis HaMikdash, you're able to cut them. Timetakni umaisi meikara. They fashioned them outside the Beis HaMikdash. They brought them in originally. Avnei zutrasav, avnei ravavasa, smaller stones and larger stones. Kedich siv, as the pasuk says, avnei eser amois, avnei shemaina amois. So part 2 of the day is, where did the elderly Kohanim sleep? Rows of stones. What are these rows of stones? Larger rows and then smaller rows. How do you have larger rows and then smaller stones? Asked the Gemara. You're not allowed to cut the stones. Says the Gemara, you cut them outside and then you brought them in. So again, part one was what? How many watchmen are in the Beis HaMikdash? One. There's two gates. The gates are close by. Part two is, how do they get in these rows of stones? You're not allowed to cut a stone. They cut it outside. Okay, that was the second half of the Amud. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is interesting. So we see Rabbi Kogish Jr. is pointing out that we know by the Menorah, or is that Menorah, right? The Menorah is also one shtick. And over there, it's a similar pasuk. So either don't we say we just carve it outside and bring it inside? L'chayra, the answer has to be, it's not a good answer in Limud, it's just from Midrashim. We know that Moshe Rabbeinu threw in the Menorah and it came out by itself. So from there, I guess we know that they had to make it that way. But it's true, we theoretically could have answered, the pasuk just means, in the Beis HaMikdash, you can't cut it down. Says the Gemara, Zikne Beis Av Yeshenim Sham. The elderly Kahanim slept there. Slept where? I've told Rabbi Yaakov. Slept where? Slept on the stadium-style seating. And this again is the Makar. If anyone ever got yelled at from a Rebbe for asking a stupid question, respond to them. Tamid Chavavim Beis. Says the Gemara, why are they sitting on stadium-style seating? Why don't they bring in a bed? Vamai Laile Mita. He's just bringing a bed. Amar Abaye. Lav oirach ara la'lemitas Beis HaMikdash. It's inappropriate to bring in a bed to the Beis HaMikdash. Okay, that concludes. Why is it inappropriate? Very good. It's good kasha. It's like, yeah, it's inappropriate. You know, like that terror. It's like, yeah, no, it's not nice. Why is it not nice? They're sleeping. Why can't you sleep on a bed? Very good question, and I do not have a very good answer. Yeah, it's a good question. I guess the answer is that we could all say the same thing, right? No, some say something.
Sleeping, but here by bringing.
Yeah, it shows. Yeah, very good.
Bring the mattress into the base mattress.
Yeah.
Put your head down the base mattress.
Yeah, but right, and start bringing the pillows. But Rav Avram is really asking a little bit deeper. Is that they fashioned beds for them? They made these stadium-style sleeping for them to sleep on. So they are quote-unquote beds. Yeah, so the answer is very good. What everyone's saying is that in a chanami is one thing that, you got to sleep. You sleep on a stab of stone, and before you start bringing your pillow and your blanket, and the not the rubber ducky, the teddy bear. Thank you. Don't go to sleep with a rubber ducky. That's weird. Yeah. What? Yeah. They're just there. They take off their clothing. Okay.
Maybe either you could say that there's so many Kahanim sleeping in there, so they needed extra shmir to keep an eye on everybody.
So that would be the Havamina. Interesting.
So many
Interesting.
That you have that many extra help, but you only need them.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah, this whole shmir thing, everyone keeps on bringing up the same point. That like, on one hand, we're saying like, oh, you need a shomer. On the other hand, we don't need a shomer. On the other hand, we're saying there are two doors. Yeah. Says the Gemara Vaiter. They're really watching nothing. No, the gates are closed. No, the gates are closed. That's the part. The gates are locked. So they got to be outside. Yeah. Yeah. They get to see. Okay, here we go. Chavra, we have the next part of the Mishnah that the Pirchei Kuna slept on the ground. And as we read the Mishnah yesterday, we took notice that on one part of the Mishnah we call Yonkei Hanim Roivim. Another part of the Mishnah we call them Pirchei Kuna. So the obvious question asked the Gemara on the bottom of Chavav Beis. Amai Hasim Garle Roivim Hachi Garlu Pirchei Kuna. Answers the Gemara. Amri, again, the word Amri is always an answer. Incorrect. They're not yet at the age to do the Avodah. Rather, what are they of the age to do? To guard the Beis HaMikdash. Kari lu Roivim. They're at the age to do the Avodah. Kari lu Pirchei. Tinan Hasim. Here we go. Everyone pay attention, because we're just going to have a lot of numbers, a lot of names, a lot of places. So let's just get the reading down pat. Not a lot of, let's go. Tinan Hasim. 4 lines down. Chav Zayin and Alf. In 3 places, there should be some familiar. Beis Avtinos, Beis Anis, Beis Amik. V'aleviem, b'chav alav mekayim 21 places. What were the 21 places? Here we go. Hey, alei shari harabayis, 5 of the 5 gates of the harabayis. 4 on the 4 inside gates. You already start realizing the inside. In a moment, we're going to see the outside, and we're going to ask what's the difference. Hey, alei shari harzara, 5 of the 5 gates of the hazara. Mibachutz. Why one inside, why one outside? The Gemara is about to ask that. Let's remember, you could sit down, you can't sit down. Very good. That's 18. 5, 4, 5, 4 is 18. Echad b'lishkas hakarbon, 19. Echad b'lishkas haperech is 20. V'echad achari b'lishkas hakapayir is 21. Givaldik, 21 places that will be watched. Now we want to know, what is the source? Mina hani mi liyam Rav Yehuda misur Ram Mesechtah dana dechsif. Lemizrach halavim shisha litzvayna liyoyim arba linegva liyam arba litzvayv. I'm purposely not reading the pasuk carefully because we don't know how to read the pasuk yet. Ulasufim shnayim shayim leparvar lemayriv arba lemesila shnayim leparva. So if you were to add up all the numbers, you're going to get 24. We need 21. Answers the Gemara, and let's just outside speak it out. We're going to have two terutzim. One teretz is going to be, how do you get to 24? How do you get to 24? Good. 3 of the Kehanim. That's the second teretz. Good. What's the first teretz going to be? I didn't remember. That when we mention, good, when we mention Shnayim, it's only 2. When we mention Leparvar, it's only 1. Ayit said 2. The other guy just keeping him company. Very good. Let's read it inside. Ask the Gemara, Amri, do some math on Ichav Dalet Avu, that's 24. Amar Abaye, Hachi Kamar. Lasufim Shnayim, Lasufim is just 2. The Pasuk said Shnayim. It means it's just 2, not 4. Says the Gemara Shkoyach, 24 minus 2, we all got that one, is only 22. Akati Asir Mitrein Havu. We need to have 21, and we got 22. Says the Gemara, Heyech de Parvar, the other one at the Parvar, was only Chad Have, was only 1. The pasuk said there were 2 people. Correct. One was a shomer, and the other guy was just keeping him company. V'achrina, the other guy, b'tzavasa uda'azol, just keeping him company. V'yosef Gabe, 1 second, and he's sitting with him. Why? Why does that guy get a friend, another 20 watch and do not? Because he's sitting outside, so we don't want him to be lonely, we give him a friend. And we say that this works within the words, my leparvar. What does the word leparvar mean? Amar Rabba bar Rav Shila, Kiman da Amar kilape bar, kilape towards bar, the outside. So teretz number 1 is, how do we get to 24? When it said shnayim, it means only 2. So we just got rid of 2 guys at 22. And when it said lepar v'shnayim, it means only 1. It says 2. Yeah, 1 guy keeps him company. Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. So what's the answer to the question? Good question. The answer is, he does not count it as a shomer. Yeah. It's just not counted. You're right. It's true. It's like 2 guys together. Like, which one of you is a... Yeah.
Is that guy like an extra guy? Like,
Yeah.
they have more extra people.
Yeah, good question. Can more guys go? I don't know. I was thinking, what happens if he falls asleep? Do we get to burn his clothing? That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. That's a gosh.
They get to, like, as long as one of them's up.
Maybe. No idea. Yeah. Oh, very good. It's another raya. Very good. Chaver, I like that raya a lot. It's a very nice raya. Very nice raya. Before we said this Pirchei Kuna, we said this Raven. So we said the older ones are the ones going to sleep because they're doing that avodah the next day. The younger ones are the guards. So how old were the guards? We said probably between the age of 13 and 21. So a 14-year-old kid is the shomer of the base of Mikdash. He could be the shomer of the base of Mikdash. So you want to ask? Yeah. Oh, good. So it's another, very good. It's another raya. Very good. It's another raya that all it is just a mali, because clearly Mr. 14-year-old sitting there. Okay, but then again, on the other hand, I don't know if you guys have ever seen a 14-year-old Israeli kid. They're pretty scary. They're pretty scary. Give these kids a big gun. I'm quite scared of them. Yeah, I might be more scared of them than.
I see some 14-year-olds full of some.
Yeah. Okay. Zog the Gemara Vayta. That's terrorist number 1. Terrorist number 2. V'bayisema loylam chavta al k'dichsev. Really, it's 24, like it says. Tlasa minayu. 3 of them were Dekoy Hanim. V'esrim v'chad Leviyim. Says the Gemara 1 second. V'achal Leviyim u'dichsev. The pasuk says Leviyim. Rav Yeshua ben Levi. That what? Ta'amar Rav Yeshua ben Levi. Bechov ta'alin me'koymois. Interesting that it's 24 places. Punkta works out nicely. Nikru kahanim Leviyim. Zechan mehem. V'kahanim v'Leviyim b'nei tzadok. Which is, I think, another, it's a good kasha I was asked, I think there's another pasuk showing that we refer to Kahanim and Leviyim together. Because over there, the pasuk in Yechezkel is referring to them being Shoimrim, and it says Kahanim Levim. So I don't think that proves Kahanim we call Levim, but it shows that we list them together. Okay. Yes.
Which one of these places had the Kahana or Levi?
Yeah. In Achanami. That we don't know. That's very good. I mean, we know from the Mishnah. We know that the three in the Mishnah, base 15 is based on Moikad and base Nitzutz, thank you. And then the other 21 are the Levim. So now we go back into 21 places that we just listed. Let's go. I know we're doing a lot of lines, but it's just a lot of words. Halfway down, first line, it's Chamisha. Excuse me? Were there Shemay? Someone asked that yesterday. I don't know. It's a very good question. I don't know. I have to leave them a version. It doesn't explain here.
There was action. There was people in and out.
Yeah, I don't know. No, he's asking if it's symbolic. Very good. It's a good question. It's a very good question. It's a very good question. I meant to look it up last night. Amir Tzashem. Chamisha Shari Arabayis. 5 in the 5 gates of Arabayis. Arba Rabbinos Mitaychai. 4 in the 4 corners on the inside. Hey Al Hey Shari Azar 5 in the 5 gates of Azara. Varba Rabbinos Vivachot. What's the obvious kasha? My Shanabed Arabayis. Where do they stand? Tavdinan Mitaychai on the inside of the wall. O my Shanabed Azara. Tavdinan Mibachot. They stand on the outside. Amri says the Gemara, Harabayis, now what? Ditamu by Mesav. If you got tired, Ditama. If you got tired, Ubayi, and you want to Mesav to sit down, Yosef, you're allowed to sit down. Therefore, Amri non mitaychai. They have to be they're allowed to be on the inside. Azara. Ditamu by Mesav. If you want to sit in the Azara, you're not allowed to. Loimotzi Yosef, you're not allowed to sit down in the Azara. Why? Damar Mar explains, Ein Yeshiva Ba'Azara l'malcha Beisav Bilvad. Only the Melech from Beis David is allowed to sit down, in the Azara. So therefore, Amrina Bibachotz. So if you look over here in the Azara, no, this picture is not a good picture to look at. Yes, correct. Let's get open a better picture. Over here, there actually is a nice picture that shows you right over here. This shows you all the different watchmen in this picture, all 21. But Harbais is on the outside, the Azara is on the inside. So in the Azara, which is, this whole thing is the Azara, that's why this is a hard picture. In the Azara, you're not allowed to sit down. So if they stand on the outside, Lamashal over here, they would be over here, on the outside of the walls, so that they can sit down. Whereas in Harbais, you're allowed to sit down, therefore they're allowed to be on the inside.
We're not worried
of the whites.
Fall asleep.
Yeah, interesting. I guess the answer is you're not allowed to, I mean, listen, you get your clothing burnt off one time, you're not...
All of the Shemim are really on this this
Yeah.
middle ring.
Yeah.
Where they all are.
Yeah.
They're basically facing it.
Yeah. As you see, this picture over here shows very nicely. Yeah.
Another riot that it's really
Correct.
But that's where the one by the power bar has somebody with him. He's the only one who can't see.
Okay, let's go, Jeff, for the, yeah.
Everybody else-
Yeah. Yes. No, this whole area, this is all the Azara.
The whole system.
That
is
whole
so-
area, I'm saying, when it was
They're gonna have sheep.
This whole thing is the Azara. This whole big rectangle is Azara. Correct. They're all going to be on the 4 corners on the outside. And I mean, there are, at the gates, they could be on the inside. As you see over here, these gates, they could be on the inside.
Who's the white guy?
Those are the Kohanim. Look at the bottom. The white guys, the Kohanim. Yeah. I didn't make this picture, but it's a Gavaldic picture anyways. Okay, let's go. Oh, it's 8:25. Oh, Ramar. Okay. Chav, we're going to stop here. Emir Hashem. We're just going to continue Chazara tomorrow. Well, no one's here, so we're not going to make a siyum. Yeah. What? We're just going to go weiter. We're going to go weiter, and we'll make a siyum when we make a siyum. Emir Hashem.